NBA players have achieved some crazy stat lines. Some of them are so crazy you have to see them to actually believe them. From gathering more blocks than points, over not recording an assist for 3 seasons, to LeBron not actually being the scoring leader. These are 15 stats you have to see to believe. And firstly, we have Wilt Chamberlain averaging 48.52 minutes per game for an entire season. You might be wondering, how is that possible? An NBA game lasts only 48 minutes over 4 quarters. Well, it turns out that Wilt was basically on the court for the whole game and played many overtime minutes for his team. Today, NBA stars don't even spend 40 minutes on the floor per game. In fact, Steph Curry has never played over 37 minutes per game. So what Chamberlain did in 1961-62 is the definition of durable. This was also the season in which he averaged 50 points per game and recorded the only 100-point NBA game. But our next stat is even crazier, because according to this post on Reddit, LeBron James is not the all-time scoring leader. He is said to be 2,000 points shy of Oscar Schmidt. If you don't know who this guy is, it's because he played professional basketball for 29 years in Brazilian leagues. He was drafted in the NBA but declined a full contract because he was offered less money and couldn't have played for the Brazilian national team anymore. But is he the real all-time scoring leader? Well, there's a problem. He scored over 42,000 points in professional club games and the other 7,000+ for his national team. And yeah, that adds up to his 49,737 points. Even his Wikipedia page says he's the unofficial basketball leader in all-time points scored. But now comes LeBron. This statistic includes all leagues, levels and organizations. Well, if we add LeBron's 38,000 regular season points, plus 8,000 playoff points, plus 979 national team points and over 2,000 high school points, which counted for Oscar Schmidt too, we end up with a total of 50,321 points. So yes, LeBron James remains the real all-time scoring leader in basketball. But if you think this was the craziest stat, then I'm sorry to intervene. We still have to talk about a 0-point triple-double, a near-perfect free throw shooting, and the only person who blocked Michael Jordan's dunk. So let's start with the triple-double. An NBA triple-double isn't an easy stat line to accomplish. It only happens when a player reaches double figures in any 3 of the 5 major categories: points, assists, rebounds, steals and block charts. Generally, players notch up a triple-double by hitting double digits in points, assists and rebounds. But the only time a player has hit a non-scoring triple-double is when the Golden State Warriors' Draymond Green accomplished an 11 rebound, 10 assist and 10 steal stat line in a game versus the Memphis Grizzlies on 10th February 2017. Incidentally, Green scored only 4 points in that game, which was fewer than the number of blocks he registered that night. But while Draymond has trouble scoring points, another NBA player couldn't score a single assist for 3 seasons. 𝐾𝐛𝐨𝐮𝐭 first career assist came in his 769th career minute, which was in his 3rd season. It's by far the most minutes played before recording the first career assist in NBA history. To be fair, he tore his ACL in his first ever NBA game after just 3 minutes and missed the entire season. That's just unlucky. However, the next season he played 58 games and still didn't score an assist. It wasn't until his 78th game that he achieved his first dime. By the way, Chris Paul is exactly the opposite of 𝐾𝐛𝐨𝐮𝐭. He has never had a game without an assist in his entire career. But while 𝐾𝐛𝐨𝐮𝐭 has trouble getting assists, Dennis Rodman has no problems grabbing rebounds. When he played for the San Antonio Spurs, in the game against the Utah Jazz, he gathered 20 rebounds, but that's not special for Rodman. What is special though is the fact that he didn't record a single stat outside of his rebounds. That means he finished with 20 rebounds, 0 points, 0 assists, 0 steals and 0 blocks. By the way, Dennis has a total of 7 games where he scored 20+ rebounds and no points. Now, talking about scoring no points, you might have heard of Manute Bol. At 7'7", he is one of the tallest players to ever play in the NBA. Ball played 10 seasons in the league, playing for teams such as the Washington Bullets, Golden State Warriors and Philadelphia 76ers. He holds the NBA record for most blocks in a single game, tied with Shaquille O'Neal for 15 blocks. But what is more interesting is that of the 19 NBA players who have tallied more than 2000 block shots, Ball is the only player to have registered more blocks than points. Throughout his career he recorded 2086 blocks and just 1599 points. And yeah, it kinda makes sense. At that height, he was an unclimbable wall on defense, but had poor speed and mobility for the offense. Now for our next stat, I want to ask you something. If you shot 10 free throws, how many would go in? I mean, I could make 6 if I'm hot. Well, Jose Calderon, however, would make all 10 of them, because his free throw percentage is too hard to believe. The average percentage of free throws made in the NBA is about 75%. Steph Curry, arguably the best shooter on the planet, made almost 91% of his free throws in his career. Calderon has gone closest to achieving perfection. He made a record-breaking 98.1% of his free throws in the 2008-2009 season. He achieved this staggering level of efficiency when he nailed 151 out of his 154 free throw attempts that season while playing for the Raptors. To put things into perspective, no NBA player has even managed to broach the 96% efficiency mark for a single season, let alone getting inside of Calderon's record. But our next statistic is even more interesting as it features NBA legend Michael Jordan. We all know MJ for his high-flying dunks, but have you ever wondered if there's anyone who could block his dunks? Dikembe Mutombo, who is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, could do it. Well, until he got embarrassed. He openly told Michael that he never dunked on him, and then this happened. That was humiliating, but even Jordan is human, right? It turns out that there is only one player who has blocked a dunk from MJ, and that is Alonzo Mourning. Oh, and the monsters from Space Jam, of course. In any case, Air Jordan was just a different breed. Now, if we are already talking about the potentially greatest player of all time, we have to mention another fact. Good performances mean different things to different players. While 40 points might be a career high for one NBA player, it's just a walk in the park for Michael Jordan. Listen closely, because throughout his career he has scored 40 plus points 211 times, while all of his Bulls teammates have only done it 6 times. Even LeBron James has only done it 74 times, which is a third of Jordan. This to me is truly a stat that I had to see to believe. But what will blow your mind even more is another stat about Stephen Curry. It turns out that the greatest shooter of all time was one missed 3-pointer shy of the worst shooting night ever recorded by an NBA player. On February 27, 2017, Steph attempted 11 3-pointers and made 0 of them. Kind of ironic that the best shooter almost had the worst shooting performance ever. Because only Brook Lopez and 2 other players had a night where they made 0 of 12 3-pointers. But Curry has another fun fact. His career average for 3-pointers made is about 43%. Meanwhile, Tom Brady made the Super Bowl in 10 out of 21 seasons, which equals 47%. That means Tom Brady is more likely to reach the Super Bowl than Steph is making a 3-pointer. Okay, I'm sorry, now it's getting mean. If you enjoy this type of content, you could help me by subscribing to this channel. Anyways, I believe you had to see these stats to believe them, as some of them seem impossible while others are just confusing, especially the Michael Jordan stats. But have you ever wondered how good MJ was as a rookie? If you want to know more about it, make sure to check out this video. Just click on the screen, I'll see you there.